Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I'm Yori Folani. Hope you had a great weekend. It was a very, very busy weekend on the political horizon. As you know, all of the weekend was devoted to the APC National Congress. And indeed, that has come to a successful end. Started off on Saturday, spilled into Sunday, and by now, all the offices have been filled. Just about the top dog, so to speak, the chairman of the party was on everybody's lips, and as has been generally predicted, even before the Congress, he was ratified by consensus. So that is that. It would appear that, in fact, going by how some papers put it, APC is now, quote unquote, battle ready. Battle meaning, of course, business. And the main business would be that of getting on with maybe just, especially the presidential election that's coming up. And that's apart from other very, very important things that parties do, organizing amongst themselves for a united front. Now we have Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, one-time president of the Nigeria Labour Congress. Also, he's been a governor for 8 years. The man comes so very highly experienced. A lot is expected of him in terms of fixing the party. A lot of people think its administration does need fixing. My guests are APC members all. Not just that, they are fresh out of Abuja, where they were there so that, as people say in Yoruba, Oju Awola Ofin Bobe. I don't know, it is, you put soup on the face of the soup, on the face of the plate, nowhere else. Honorable Arthur Egwim, Chief Whip, Imo State House of Assembly, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very
and
much.
Welcome back from Abuja.
Thank you.
In the middle there, Joe Igbokwe. I want to put Honorable too. Honorable Joe Igbokwe, APC Publicity Secretary in Lagos.
Good morning.
Thank you, Joe, for coming as always.
Thanks for having me.
And Adeboye Kalejai, Mr. Kalejai, is a public affairs analyst and a politician. In due course, I'm sure I'll be able to put Honorable for your own too. But for now, just manage the mister.
Thank you very much, and good morning, viewers.
I think you wanted to, yeah, go on. Joe wanted to say something.
He's an honorable member, still a member of the Lagos State, serving Lagos State. Member of the school before, so
Okay.
honorable.
Okay. Take it, Ojari.
No, I take it as Mr.
No. Let me amend that to honorable. Okay, guys. Everybody's smiling, which means that the task was not easy. It took a lot of preparation, but I think I'm sort of safe in thinking, let me start with you if I could, Arthur, that things went well.
Definitely well. I'm the first and the best and happiest man on earth because my principle, His Excellency, was vindicated. Power belongs to the people.
Yeah.
No matter,
talking of which, in
Imo
your
State.
Imo State,
Yeah.
some states had contentious primaries, parallel primaries and all of that, but in Imo, there wasn't any.
There was no Congress.
There was
and
no, I beg your
few-
pardon, I meant to say
Congresses.
congresses, not primaries.
There was no Congress, and not even that. Some few individuals who are displaying emotional blackmail, try to swing people's emotion by believing things that are didn't obtain. So in Imo State, there was no Congress ab initio. And you can't put something on there and nothing and expect it to hold. That was what played out in Abuja. And I thank God Almighty that He gave me life to even witness what happened. Where some few people from up there had wanted to manipulate the system. But we believe in Imai and God in infinite mercy made it happen that what my principal, who is my boss, my political boss, have been preaching that power belongs to the people, and people of Nigerians vis-a-vis Imo State has actually spoken that the few people that were sent there before to represent, in the person of Senator Israel, didn't represent us well because it was all allowed selfish. And the people, you can't deceive every person at all times. And I believe that was what played in Abuja, where I personally witnessed the voting right from 10 o'clock till about 4 p.m. when the result was announced.
And nobody there could complain about the transparency and the level of organization.
Level of organization and internal democracy got to play, and that's what happened in Abuja. It's not a question of somebody coercing you to do that, which you don't want to do.
Okay. And by the way, still on Imo State, now that the dust has sort of settled, metaphorically speaking, I imagine you will be going back to
to have our World Congress,
conduct
because
your
there was no World Congress at
World
all.
Congress and then maybe State Congress.
World Congress, local government, and State Congress. There was none.
So now all of those things will be done.
Yes.
Which by implication, you're saying that IMO endorses the sort of straightening out that has happened as a result of the weekend. Joe, you were there as well. The organizers had continually promised that have faith. It's going to be a level playing field. There is no unity list or those kind of things. And you were there. True, some people say they were shut out, but give me your overview from a point of view of...
Initially it was announced that we had consensus candidates on 20 of them. 20 consensus candidates, and then 42 elected positions to be grabbed by anybody. And that's what we saw. A very excruciating exercise, because you have to line up 42 boxes with names, so you have to be searching for, it took us about 2 hours to vote, 2 hours to line up. And then it was a peaceful, well organized. It didn't start at the venue, it started from accreditation first. All the states we are domiciled in different areas of Abuja do accreditation there. Very exclusive, because you have to call people by their names. We came into Abuja with about 200 and something delegates. Their names were called out to pick their tags, and then buses were lined up to pick us up to the venue. And you cannot enter the venue without a card. And drop will not just, the buses did not drop at the venue. They dropped us about let's say, nearly a kilometer. You have to walk. And in security, left and right, they were looking for tag. It's difficult for anybody that never had a car, tag to enter the venue. So the security is there, the control, the planning, everything was put in place.
Spot on.
Even little setbacks here and there. I think you can say 95, 97%.
Okay, and what do you think, Adeboye? This gives the lie to those who, well, there are those within your party as well, but especially those outside of the party, because your party, upon hearing complaints from members, had said that, look, this was going to be as level as it can possibly be, but those outside of your party who, in a sense, sometimes cry more than the bereaved, saying that there is no internal democracy in APC. I guess these great lengths that Joe was speaking about sort of address that, say, now, look at us now.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the APC as a party, congratulate the leadership from the President, Muhammad Buhari, to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to BC Akonde, to all the leaders, for really displaying what is called, politics at the highest level of maturity. You see, what we saw in Abuja it's a testimony to the fact that democracy is growing, we're learning. 19 years uninterrupted military democracy interruption by military has shown us that we can always learn for better. So what we have seen is to say that people always say that APC is always afraid they don't have internal democracy, but then we are giving it a very full blast and shot, and this is what we get. We got, beaten left, right, and center. We had some bickering, some, complaints, and some people. But at the end of it all, we've had a very successful, national convention. And I must say that I was a participant, and I took part in all of the processes. And I see that definitely there were no impositions. There were some consensus candidates arrived at by people who decided that, look, we're either withdrawing our candidature or we're supporting this. But beyond all of those ones, there were positions that were keenly contested. The position of National Secretary was keenly contested. The position of Organizing Secretary was highly contested. The position of Publicity Secretary was keenly contested. And so also we really saw contest at its real sense. So all of us who were there, we saw that obviously this is our party. This is the kind of party we want. And I think other parties must learn. There is no reason why you cannot have consensus candidates if you have people who feel that,
Exactly.
yes, this candidate is acceptable.
It's allowed.
I don't see any candidate that will have defeated Oshiomhole. It's going to be impossible coming from that, high level of experience, exposure, And then because also we also know obviously that we needed somebody like that now to push us ahead and to put a permanent shut up to those who believe that they can, after 16 years of bastardizing Nigerians' governance, now come back from behind and come and feel that they are coming back as Messiah. It's not going to be possible. The damage that has been done in 16 years is monumental enough for the APC to grapple with and repair and fix. And the next 4 years of this, after this first tenure, is going to also tell more and more relief for Nigerians in terms of, more dividends of democracy.
Honorable Egwuem, now the party can settle down to aid stable governance with much less distraction, possibly. I wonder if that is your impression, because there are issues within the party. The president set up a special committee with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the head of to, go on a reconciliation drive. One is hearing that there were challenges, but now all impediments would appear to have been removed. Because it's very important that we get on with the business of governance. And if you have a party in disarray, tensions here and all of that, it can make it a bit distracting. All of that hopefully is behind us, perhaps.
Of course. I think even naturally the teeth and the tongue have issues. And I believe what has happened, if there's any, believe me, there's nothing that happens. It's just one of those things that happen in politics. And I was so happy that despite the nations of I read that there would be a kind of massive walkout from the venue. There was not. Everybody was a participant, and it shows, like I've said, it shows that the power belongs to the people, and the APC is a party that gives room for instance, my very self, I had never been in politics before, but I came into Imo State because of my constituency, see somebody, me. And the governor, who doesn't believe in imposition, gave me the platform to run an election, and I ran an election. So like this Ibeduro, the guy that won for organizing secretary, it's nobody, despite the fact that he has a profile. The people keyed into that profile, and he won an election. So to me, what has happened now is to show people that come 2019, APC is going to carry the day because we believe in internal democracy. Because if you don't, if you scuttle things from the beginning out of kind of trying to impose people, if you impose the wrong candidate, it will tell in the forthcoming election. So whoever that is thinking that APC is divided, we are a united family. Whatever that has happened, they will settle it at the end of it. They believing that husband and wife sometimes had issues, but at the end of the day, Adam and Eve had issues. And they resolve it, and I believe whatever that happened is a minor.
Okay. Indeed. Joe, what Honorable Egwuem is saying in there, it's pretty reassuring, this whole aspect of, because some people feel that you can't come into politics because it's all fixed, it's all been stacked, but he's just giving his own personal example, and I can bear him witness. We used to be together a lot, he used to be one of our esteemed analysts and commentators, and then as he was just saying, he went back home. His people said, look, what do you think about this? And even without any track record, I don't know that he took all sorts of Ghana must go bags. He says that if this is the person that the people have said, there was nobody obstructing his way. Maybe this would be encouraging to the youngsters, and because fresh blood will be needed in politics, that this is an indication that, it's not as people have been saying.
Yes,
Although that was the Imo State example.
Yes,
I don't know if you can now say that, look, it's going around.
It's going around,
people can come out
talked about
and become members,
yes,
and not feel that because I don't have a godfather, I'm not going to make headway.
Right from the one, APC made it possible that they're going to have 20 consensus candidates. Yeah. And it was well spouted. And they have there's 42 positions to be contested for. And that was what happened. People expected implosions, all kinds of implosions. And that helped the leadership to organize themselves. Because I've always trusted in the leadership of APC when challenged. Because they were challenged that, okay, they will box, people will walk out, people. Now, that now encouraged the leadership to begin to put structures in place. If we're going to have any implosion, let it be just minimal. which is expected in any political setup, because nobody wants to be moved to the back seat. Everybody wants to be on the front seat. So it's a struggle for power. You have to struggle. And we saw it because initially we thought it's going to be, people thought it's going to be, because we walk into the venue thinking that it's going to be all.
Because of all this.
But we saw it, something we started in the night, that Friday night, Saturday morning, till about evening yesterday. Very excruciating exercise, if you know what
But people
transpired.
invested the time.
Invested the time. I said 42 buses line up. And then Lagos will come, 200 and something. You know how easy it wasn't easy, because some people like us were helping people do search. This is the person I want to vote. I cannot find it because there are too many names. You have to be doing your own and be doing their own, and you now move
A rigorous
to about
process.
40.
A right, rigorous
Excruciating
process.
process.
Okay.
Not rigorous. And at the end of the day, those who expected troubles and walkout and forming their way, it didn't work. It didn't work. They were just shocked up because they saw organization. They saw leadership in place.
People were at the event that that people might have thought would not be there. At the end of out of a sort of a protest, there was one key high-flying person that was absent, but we're talking about more generally. That was a good sign. It means that people sort of reasoned it. Joe has just said that it's a dynamic calculation. Nobody wants to be
Left out.
or in the back seat. And so it looks like people did their, as Professor Tunde Samuel likes to say, people did their calculus, political calculus, and decided that, no, you don't walk out. Just stay here. So people can't really begin to say that we told you they're not part of the party. At least for whatever it is worth, they participated. Is that instructive?
You see, the first price you pay as somebody who is a beneficiary of the political oligarchy is to say that you must also put back and pay back. Some people are benefiting, some have benefited from the platform, the structure of the party. And that structure has placed them in position of authority where they exercise control and power. It's just important, it's just implicit, it's just in place that you must reciprocate. When you emerge in your political horizon, at that point of emergence, there must have been people who were not happy. People who were either shortchanged or people who do not agree with your ascendancy to power. But then they have come to grapple with it and accepted your leadership. So it's also important to also say that even when games are not playing 100% to your side, you must also swallow the bitter pill and play along and ensure that you also allow other people to also have a say. So for me, anybody who feels aggrieved, whether from the congresses, from the beginning to the other, or who feels that the power equation is not as favorable as they think and feel that the only thing to do is to destabilize the party, would it have done the party any good? And would it have done themselves any good? Because those who live in glass houses must not throw stones. So for me,
in any case, the
what
level of organization was
what I've seen is that
there was very little room for
anybody
for this kind of thing
to
that you're
have
talking
excuses
about. Exactly.
To say,
Because it was,
I'm not part of this. Because you had a platform. And it's also instructive to also mention that one or two states who had cases in court, where court has pronounced, judgment, were not allowed to even partake in the Congress. So it means that, or in the convention, it means that APC is also a law-abiding party. We recognize and respect court judgments. So, for instance, in a particular state, some people went to court and wanted to stop, particularly, let me mention, the Lagos contingent. But the court says, no, you cannot stop them. So definitely, in some states, there were judgments to say they cannot, there were no Congress, and they were deprived of. So it means that there were no room for anybody to have absconded or to have had a reason to say, I'm not part of. Now that we have all accepted the election results and we have decided to come together as a big party, I'm sure that it's a signal for for anybody to say that, look, whether we like it or not, APC is moving ahead. Like the people I quoted today, the APC is battle ready for 2019. We're ready to really take Nigeria forward and move forward from where we are right now.
And the other thing, Honorable Egwin, from all of this is that all of this was done within the rules, you know, the structure, because people have continually said on different subjects of our national life that the institutions matter. Nothing was done by way of muscling, as you were saying, imposition. All of them transparently by the rules. Nobody could fault those things, which probably is a nod towards the, shall we say, renewed commitment to do what it takes. I think some people have said that it's all about the people at the end of the day, and let the voice of the people be heard. These are the rules. We're going about it this way because this is what the rule book says, even though we have to, for the moment, look away and hoping that tomorrow it will be different from now on. The APC has not held a Congress before, you know, which is against its own very rule book, but those were yesteryears. Now, do you think that the job is now going to be a lot easier for the Peace and Reconciliation Committee that Mr. President set up?
Definitely, because if you notice ab initio, the president, in his wisdom, when there was this issue of tenure elongation, to say people should go back. That's, I mean, for us not to find ourselves in a legal quagmire here, it's better that to have. And there are people had that expression that APC is going to go in shambles. But I believe you me, because they believe that, or the belief of the APC, the founding fathers of APC, is that power belongs to the people. And if you don't, internal democracy, like I keep saying, is the key to every organization. Like what happened, it played out in Abuja, even when people were being told that you should see the reason why you should step down. They refuse, they say they want to test their popularity. And it happened, that was why the convention took longer than unnecessary, because if you notice that within the people are even coming up to the podium to say, I hereby step down. You know, it was fun. It was fun, and I believe you me. That's why there were some people like in Imo, say some people were even who doesn't even vote for me saying I'm stepping there. You know, all kind of problem. But to believe you me, it was fun, and I believe, well, if not for me, I've never experienced convention in my life.
Exactly.
It was fun that I have to even rush down to Lagos to have 2-3 days there before going back to school, because as a young man or as a man who is growing up in politics.
Yes.
APC is where to belong, and I thank God Almighty that I took the right decision. I've been able to join it.
Yakub, good morning, and thank you for calling in.
Yeah, it's a very good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling. Good morning.
And then good morning to the three wise men in the studio.
Good morning. How are you?
Because I don't want to waste time.
Thank you.
But usually, first and foremost, my sympathy goes to people of Plateau State, because the killing that go on day before yesterday or yesterday, as case may be, it is absurd. I want to use this opportunity to tell Mr. President, he has done a wonderful job. The only problem we have as APC member now is to stop the killing. And then I believe, as time goes on, sooner than later, all the people behind this killing will be revealed. And then Nigeria will know the true color of those people that are behind all those things. If it is X-Man or not X-Man, the Mr. President, if he has to be changing the security apparatus, he needs to do that fast so that it will not affect us in 2019. And then I believe he's going to do it. I will say that, if you already on to the question.
To the subject of the day.
The subject of the day.
Because you took, Yakub, you took that side road. It is well. Continue.
You see, I'm very, very happy that the convention is coming and it's already gone.
This is
I've already been expecting this thing to come earlier than yesterday. If I have my way, you know my position is infection. Yes, Adam Oshiomhole has a lot of work to do. Let me tell you, number one, he needs to work in the Adamawa State and some other states, because the Adamawa State is those are political gladiators in that state. The governor of that state already shut them out. He needs to work, because in his statement there's no loser, there's no winner. He needs to work to make sure that the APC people come together, because 3 years ago, they have never been held a very responsible meeting in order for us to make the party strong. And then he needs to make sure he harmonizes between the legislative and the executive. For the fact that we, as a person, as a APC member, we don't like the way the leadership of the Senate and House of Representatives are running the Senate and House of Representatives. But I will say that The party leader has a huge role to play in order for them to work the way party wants them to work. God bless you and God bless every Nigerian.
Indeed. Thank you very much for calling in. Well, interesting. Yeah, Yakub, you know, he's a loyal caller. He first of all did his own subject.
Yes.
And then said, okay, now let me come back to the one of today. Well, there's a reason. His complaint, there's a reason for it. He himself knows the reason. But these are different times. There's a sense in which you can probably say that it's almost like it is now that APC sort of wants to begin. At the time, it had to work with the cards it was dealt, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. But now it's gone about its business, organized itself. It's a lot better. People are wiser. Hopefully, things will be different next time around, Joe. Things will be different.
Yes, of
that
course.
will more reflect the expectations of the people, because there's no gainsaying the fact what Yakub said. The way the structure is in some of our, institutional offices shocked many APC members, but it had to be. Maybe things will be different this time around.
Yes, we wanted a new driver, a brand new car. A brand new car called APC. We've not been doing things, differently. But we've not been doing things that people will not accept. Our primaries in 2014 remains the best ever, and we have added another convention to prove that there are men in APC.
Okay, one moment, please. Let me take Reverend Dominic. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Yori. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good morning to the three gentlemen in your studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yori, I'm glad for the success of our party. I'm not a Kakari member of APC because I'm a very good sympathizer of APC. I'm so glad things work well. But I want to join myself with Yakub, what he said in the beginning, so I don't repeat him again about the killing. But Yori, I have a surprise this morning you gave to me.
Okay.
I don't know after Igwim is part of Imo State House Assembly. It's a shock. Because if you go to Imo, where I come from it. The governors of Imo, Joy Ibokwe, you are part of us in APC and in the southeast. We want to build APC. Governance in Imo State is evil. There's nothing you can describe in governance in Imo State as demonic. I think they will take their focus on what have happened in the federal, how they organize this choking convention without any rancor, even though there's a lot of interests. But what is going on in Imo State is evil as governance. I'm surprised this young man I know very well, which is part of us in CSO, is part of State Assembly in Imo State, where the governor is doing things as if he's an emperor. In Imo, I went to Imo last week. There was no transportation. What they call Keke Marwa have been banned. How could you ban tricycle in the village called Owerri? What will people do? They will respond to armed robbery. And when you are part of this State Assembly, I'm very, very disappointed about you. You are the one who is making this budget to build statues of ghosts and the dead that are living in Imo. And leave the pain of unemployment, leave the pain of bad roads in Imo. From Owerri to my own village, in Esirite, there was no single road, except the one the last governor built. And there's a government in Imo, that's a shame. But we must make something to make it better. Thank you, Yori. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dominic. I'm going to go to a break now. When I come back, probably Honorable Egwim would want to do one or two responses. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. And that last call, well, Honorable Egwim was mentioned by name, but I interrupted Joe Ibokwe. So let me return to Joe Ibokwe, and no doubt Honorable Egwim will come in.
Okay, I was telling you how we did the best primaries in 2014, and how we, again, did the best convention in 2018, and that is the style of APC. You see, what we wanted as an issue is to get a leadership that would drive the party. you know, the leadership. Sorry to say this, we thought, as a former governor, as a federal retired permanent secretary, that he had a lot to bring on the table in matters of governance, you know, but we did not see it. We had factions in states, and they were not resolved.
But all of that is yesterday now.
It's yesterday. It's good to have this background. But to me, the primary focus is to get Oshomole in the saddle. Because I know him. I know his background. I know where he's coming from. I know he can talk. I know he can provide leadership. So with him in the saddle now, the ball is now in his court.
Okay.
To now move to the states. Somebody mentioned that Adamawa, I know. You know, Delta, Imo, to resolve everything that needs to be resolved.
Okay.
So that all of us will move.
Okay.
We'll move.
I got to keep track because another call has come in, even though I want to go back to Honorable Egwin. But this is Alhaji Subaya in Alimosho. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Yori, good morning.
Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Go ahead, please. Hello? Thank you for calling in. Good morning.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Yori, good morning, and your guest.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. My point is this. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Yori, and your guest. I hope you are listening.
Yes.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I will just go straight. You see, congratulations to the APC for this, national convention. But my issue is this, right? My worry is this: most of me, like people like me and some other Nigerians, we suffer for APC. We are expecting a better governance from APC, but right from inception, we have been seeing a lot of commotion, a lot of misunderstanding within the party, which does not augur well for we Nigerians. And we hope by now, since they have a change of power, we believe something better will come will come in for Nigerians. Right from inception, you see, when the executive and the Senate, they are not in good, they are being in rancor, and it does not augur well for what we Nigeria is expecting. I believe for now, because we love Nigeria, we love APC, we suffer for APC, and we want a better life for ourselves, a better Nigeria.
Okay.
We hope by this particular change of power,
sure.
We believe something better will come up from APC.
Indeed.
And they will not repeat that mistake they have done with the Senate and the executive.
Okay, Alhaji Subaya, thank you very much for calling in. Indeed, that is the sentiment that we have been talking about from the beginning of the program. Thank you for adding your voice to it. Honorable Egwin, the whole matter of APC in the Southeast and the commentary that you heard from Reverend Dominic, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, to me, people should stop displaying emotions. It's not fair. I have an antecedent. I'm a public analyst, a lawyer for Ikejaba here. I cannot be compromised. The fact remains that the governor, some of the things that the governor did, 100% we supported it because there's massive infrastructural regeneration in Imo State. And if Reverend Dominic can tell me his word, I will tell you vividly one of the things that even his own village, the government present in the village.
You think the governor has been quite even-handed?
Very, very well. I'm from Idato North. I represent Idato North. Our people have been crying for marginalization. The governor has done well in Owerri. He has done well in Imbise. He's not a partisan man. So when people come on air to start displaying emotion on that, Reverend Dominic knows my profile past 6 years or 7 years here. How long have the Reverend Dominic gone? Let him go home and actually find out right now as we're talking, a lot of rural roads are being handled. Even electricity that is not in the buffer of the governor, everywhere has been electrified in Imo State. So what I'm saying is that I hate it when people are talking about when people come out to say display emotion. The emotional display. If you
that's
say
on the one hand,
before sending off of the Kekebaro or what we call Kekebaro.
Okay.
People are being robbed every day.
Okay, so there was a reason.
You can't even pass a Douglas Road. there's a double lane in the Douglas Road. If you go the Wedra Road, this man is not from Owerri, from Grand Island, but he wants to. Owerri, Imo State, is the capital of Imo State, and generation to come will remember Rochas Owerri. I'm not here to sing his.
So the Marwa thing was a security exercise.
Because people are being robbed on daily basis.
Yeah. Okay.
So the man has to say, look. Because of a law passed by the Imo House of what is called urban renewal, that the Kekeremoro had to give a distance, and that is obtainable in Lagos and even some other states. So why somebody that doesn't even visit home will be in Lagos and start here? Because
no need to get critical.
But what we are saying is that people should stop displaying.
He's an Imolite too.
It's an Imolite, but what has it contributed to Imolite? When you are here in Lagos enjoying the paying taxes on all these things. And if you look at what is happening in Lagos, where people pay tax, how many of them in Imo State actually have been able to go home, assess what is happening? Then we have practical events of what is on ground, not somebody displaying emotion.
What you are saying is that there is appreciable progress.
Definitely.
I have something to say. I come from Anambra State.
The Axis. Could I, I'll come back to you later because Chibuzo has called in from Enugu. Good morning, Chibuzo.
Good morning, Uncle Ilori.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Uncle Ilori.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
And good morning to the wonderful guests we have in the studio.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. My contribution is based on the convention that APC conducted in Abuja last Saturday. My take is that internal democracy in our political parties are very poor. Aspirants are cowed, intimidated, all in the name of unity or consensus arrangement. What played out in Abuja, in the real sense of it, even my brother Joe Ibokwe knows very much well that so many people were cowed from contesting in that very convention that we also. Judging from what has happened, internal democracy being the bedrock of democratic participation all over in the world, I strongly believe, and I doubt whether anything good, meaningful, politically is coming out from such kind of arrangement, because the best man for the job certainly can't get in to the administration of party politics in Nigeria. And in as much as party politics is not gotten right, there is no way Nigeria entirely will be in a very good shape.
Okay, Chubuzo, thank you very much. I've got to interrupt you at that point because you've made your point and we leave it as it is. Thank you very much for contributing it as you saw fit. You wanted to comment on,
on Imo.
Yes.
I don't want to get into the internal politics of Imo State.
He registered his own view.
But as Imo is very close to Anambra State, where I come from, and I can tell you, there is no capital in the southeast that is as beautiful as Owerri. It's a place to be. And I know, and Anambra businessmen also know, Owerri is a beehive of activities, all year round, At the time I traveled to Owerri just a few weeks ago, I got into Owerri about 9, 10 o'clock. And then this is about 5 aircraft, that landed from Abuja, Lagos to Owerri. And every December, the people who come from Lagos across Nigeria go to Owerri because it's peaceful, it's safe, it's decent. So you must give it to him. He has brought decency in the capital.
Enough said.
It's a place to be. It's the best capital in the south.
It's good to have.
Let them go and resolve their internal.
Okay, it's good to have these comments next because this is what it's all about. Even our program is like democracy too. We take, just like APC took all sorts of views and arrived at this happy situation. We also take all sorts of views on our programs as well, and they're not necessarily all aligned, but we want to hear them, and then we form our own judgment after that. In the Southwest, are we tighter? Is there a better tightness in the Southwest, or do you think these kind of divided opinions could also occur as to how well the party is doing? Would you like to take a stab?
See, the Southwest, under the leadership of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had always been very forthright in terms of, providing, the roadmap for the Nigerian democracy. You want to understand that Southwest is very strategic to any election in this country. You have very highly educated population, very literate, and very dynamic population. So for us, Southwest remains a major focus, remains a bedrock, and there is a cohesion.
Okay, the cohesion is good.
It's very good.
It's not as if there's no dissent. There are pockets of dissent.
Southwest had always had the Southwest Assembly, mostly done in Ibadan, to hear all sheets of opinion. You also want to agree with me that it was in Southwest the issue of restructuring first started. The Southwest had always meant to draw agenda,
indeed,
even for the party.
But you're not denying that there are pockets of dissent here and there, but pockets,
it could
as
be
you
normal.
can expect anywhere.
It could be normal. It could be normal. There will be some dissent opinions.
Nothing substantial to disrupt the stability that we're talking about.
Not really.
Because I've got to bring on Mr. George, who's been waiting for a while. Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
I can no longer see you, but because light has gone off where I am. And, Oshiomhole, first of all, let me say congratulations to him and his team. He says there are no losers. I think that is just being magnanimous. There are losers. The losers in that convention are those who have been holding the party down, using the weaknesses of the former chairman to truncate governance.
Yeah, but he has to be politically correct.
Yes, well, that's what I said. I just being magnanimous. But there is one person that worries me in that team, the publicity secretary. The publicity secretary that has been re-elected, I am aware that he's very, very close to Senate President, and that being so, his loyalty will still be questionable. But I believe the chairman, Mr. Oshiomhole, will be able to contain him. Be that as it may, Uncle Yori, it is time for the party to really come back into party governance. We have not had party governance since this administration came on. And I'm happy that Joe Bokwe is there and he's listening to me. Please tell your big leaders that we want to see party supremacy, where people just use the platform of the party to get to positions, and the moment they get there, they don't know whether the party exists or not. That is why governance is being difficult at the national level. If you use his position and experience to see that all those people at the National Assembly that have been running down the government are checked. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George. This whole matter about anybody containing anybody, this is a fresh page. I think that's the way, I don't know, isn't that the way it is being seen?
Very clear.
And it has been explained copiously here how transparent and how it's about the people, it's about delegates, it's about voting. So if the people have spoken...
It's also must be told that when the head is straight, the entire body will fit in. I don't want to use the opposite to say that when the head is rotten, the whole body is useless. So we need to get the leadership right. And in this respect, we thank God that we've been able to get leadership right in APC by electing somebody that will fail, that we know that will deliver. We want to trust on his leadership. We want to trust on his experience. We want to trust on his exposure. We want to trust on his performance ability, which has been demonstrated in the past, either as a leader of the union or as a head of a government, and then now trusting into political administration. Leadership. So we're believing that nobody will become too big, within the executive of the party, and that everybody will matter. Indeed. Even the person you think will be loyal to a person or not, it's not about loyalty to an individual. It's about loyalty to the party. And anybody who is being elected also must be accountable to the party and be accountable to Nigerians. And
Isn't
I
this
think
like a fresh start?
Isn't
this the
fresh
most progressive,
breath?
the most progressive way to look at
no matter how
at
fresh
the
it is,
recently concluded, the just concluded Congress. No, it's a fresh start.
Yeah, so
it's a new engine.
We should give it a chance.
It's a new engine, new leadership,
so we
new
should
executive.
We should give it a chance.
And the fact that some people that other people might not have wanted in office have been voted in.
So they have a mandate.
They have a mandate. So it just goes to show. Super in Victoria Island. Good morning. Are you there, Super?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Jerry.
Good morning, Super.
And good morning to my dear three panel of judges.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I always enjoy Joe Igokwe. Anytime I see him on TV, I do not hesitate to watch. Uncle Yori, my question is this. When Oyegun was nominated at first run as the chairman of APC, everybody said, oh, he's good at the job. Oh, he's good at the job. He's the best man for the job. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, some people were against him and they knocked him off. Now they brought in Oshomole. They said, oh, Oshomole is the best man. Oh, Oshomole is the best man. How are we sure that same thing that played along with Oyegu will not happen to Oshomole? Thank you very much and have a good day.
Okay, so what you're doing is that you're looking at the negative instead of the positive. Doesn't it occur at all levels of governance? Even remove yourself from the party setup. When you go to governors, state governors, when you even go to the presidency, isn't it the same? People, vote or appoint who they think. And
the people are different.
Yeah.
People are different.
Yeah,
and you cannot cross the bridge unless you get there. We have seen the past leadership. We're now, of course, the man that is coming in knows what the problem is.
Even the president said, I can work with anybody at one time. But you see, in the light of experience, he now knows that,
I must choose my friends.
We saw what was going on within the party in the past 4 years. APC is known for stability. In 14 years, in almost 16 years, PDP had 14 national chairman. National chairman. We just had one on almost 4 years.
You're right.
We had one in almost 4 years.
So when
we
Super now
gave
says that
the chance for you to prove yourself.
Exactly.
To prove yourself.
Because there's no alternative unless you're going to be going to soothsayers.
Are you going to be going to
soothsayers? There's no alternative.
We observed him doing the work. And those of us now said, look, we need to bring somebody to create a new momentum.
Okay, exactly. I don't want to dwell too much on that because the change, we're not talking about today and into tomorrow. All of these ones of yesterday, it was within his province to bring it up, but it's not too strong a point, really. Good morning, sir. Ayo in Ebutemeta.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling, sir.
Good morning to Mr. Jogokwe and
good morning.
With you. Yeah, you see, let's thank God for the successful convention of APC. And I want you to note one thing. Either problem or no problem, APC has been consistent. I want to note that. You can see the PDP, the main opposition party, within their 16 or 18 years, they changed all their chairman. There was never a chairman that had the concluded tenure. But despite the little wrangling, political wrangling within the party, that we have the successful transfer of power. Oyegu spent his time, and we have now Oshomole. You see, you can't have the likes of Asiwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a party, and that party would not break up. I thank God that our president sat down and looked back and came back to reason with the Democrats in the party. So by realizing what Asiwaju really meant for Nigeria and the Southwest, you can see, don't bother ourselves with all these things. There will be problems, but I can assure you, politics is all about problems, and there will be resolution. Yeah. Let me tell you one thing: APC is still the party to beat. Forget about it. Even like Oga said, even Ambassador writing letter, everybody writing, people know what they want. We are waiting for them. Let them present their presidential candidate. When they present their presidential candidate, they will not know this is who is who. People will not choose who is better. I'm happy that I will have a president that is not a thief. Yes, People might complain, though, insecurity, all this. Those are things that will come by the grace of God, will overcome.
All right.
But one thing is certain, Buhari is not a thief.
All right, then.
And nobody can say that he has stolen or he is a thief. Being that he alone is enough Nigerians for Nigerians to vote him again. Give him the trust that Nigeria will come back to track. And kudos to everybody in the studio. And thank God, I'm happy for Ashwaju Obola Tinubu, the government of Africa.
Okay.
Thank God, congratulations to Shomole. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Tinubu to Buhari, ignore Obasanjo. What's that all about?
Well, it's very, it's the leader's opinion, and I'm sure that the opinion of Ashwaju Bola Tinubu carries a lot of weight in Nigeria and outside Nigeria.
Yeah, but he was advising the president.
What he was telling the president is not to be distracted.
Oh, okay.
You know, all of those things could distract any leader that is not focused. So what Ashwaju was saying, that APC and the leadership of government led by Buhari should be more focused. Normally people would, make their own insinuations, but then, except you are focused. So that's the message, is not an abusive one to anybody, but it's a clarion call for Buhari to be much more dedicated to the project called Nigeria, and to really move forward. And then also see comments that are negative. Some, could be looked at and said, look at what are useful among those criticisms. Criticisms could be positive, it could be negative. Okay. So you must decipher. Those ones that are positive,
that reminds me that...
and then those ones that are negative, jettison.
Sure. I was just looking at something, talking of those ones, Saraki, no less, a quote featured on the front page of The Nation, attributed to Saraki, with Oshiomhole, I can see that there is hope and a future in what he has promised. So, every people are just wanting to come on board. Mazi, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, our guest. I thank God for the successful election last Saturday. In short, I enjoyed it because I was watching it from on the television. I want to ask Sir Ibokosa, all these people that we're running what we call the parallel election, what is the path between about those people? Because, you see, I agree. There are
Mazi, you don't think events have overtaken all of that?
No, I think just the parallel one, at least you have to bring them back.
Oh, yes, exactly.
You have to bring them back. What formula does the party have in formula, at least, to solve that situation? And when you talk about, it's mention about Imo State. In Imo State, there are markets you go in the daytime, you see people pickpocketing carrying people's DSM inside their past in the market in Imo State as of today. Okay. Not a question of even the
okay, you're going back to that security issue.
From APC Motors, if you are going to Futo University, you have a problem. If you enter Keke, and that person, what is the state doing to solve that problem? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Well,
I think what the first question he put up was how will the party, because
conclude how will you resolve these matters?
Alternative dispute resolution mechanism.
Yes, we've sort of covered it as we were speaking. With now there's more room, more freedom for the Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu committee to move on. Those congresses, APC already said that they were not recognized, because there are rules, there are regulations. So they already said that. But now we're talking about a new, we take it for granted that this whole matter of bringing everybody together is the next job. And I think he wanted to know, I don't know if Joe is privy to that information, unless he's the information officer for the Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu Peace and Reconciliation Committee. The master plan for that, no doubt, resides within that committee about exactly how we're going to bring everybody back into the fold.
No, of course, with the Shomole in the saddle, he understands the problems very well, and he has the capacity and capability to resolve.
But he wants to know how. Are you able to share that with him? Not yet.
He's calling the two factions, so there's need for you to become one. Okay. Because what we saw previously is
and everybody's on the same page now.
The past leadership going into a faction.
Yeah.
Until Achiwawuchi was appointed the chairman of the Reconciliation Committee,
Actually,
I know.
I think I just went and put truth in there myself. It's just reconciliation.
Reconciliation.
Truth, no there.
That-
It's just
because
I
that's
remember
what
the
we
South
need.
African one.
We can go-
but
we cannot go
truth,
into
of course,
elections.
you can't do anything without truth, laying the facts bare. So maybe it's a silent.
No, he's going to do it. He has the capacity
I
to do
need
it.
to add that reconciliation is is an ongoing thing that is indefinite. Reconciliation can never be total. Even in our various homes, when you reconcile one difference today, another difference will come up.
Yeah,
so within
nature
any
of politics.
within any party structure, there are people who will forever remain aggrieved.
Yeah.
No matter how much we pacify them,
Well,
there are people who will keep tolerating each other, who keep reconciling. What we're saying today,
I'm a bit concerned the way you're putting it.
Yes.
That there
No,
will
you
be-
cannot have.
you cannot have
100%.
It's not possible.
No,
because
we
as
can't.
It's a
party-
very large party.
as big
So
as
people
APC,
will continue to have issues.
You will never
They will
satisfy.
you will continue to have
everybody.
divergent opinions, and then we'll keep on reconciling and
hopefully
accommodating each other.
dissenters will be in the minority. Otherwise, it means that it's going to be perpetually crisis-ridden.
No, what we're saying is that even as we speak today, the complaints and whatever are very minute. So, and they will continue to remain
And
as we keep resolving. Some other people will have
And
other
those
things.
differences of opinion will be accommodated.
We
will hear
Yeah,
them.
and so-
It's going to be a daily thing.
A daily
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
It's not-
Because
it's not-
the thing, those crises or whatever you call it, will continue to come up.
And I think the points you are making is that for now, it's because it's so fresh, it's going to be a continuous exercise.
Peace.
Hopefully the time will come when it will become where it needs to be quite
Uncle
intense.
It's managing it.
Peace is an extension of war. War is an extension of peace.
Okay, they say I have
So,
to go now, but I take what you've just said.
Yeah.
Adiboye Kaleja, a politician and public affairs analyst, thank you very much for sharing your perspectives. Joe Ibokwe, APC Publicity Secretary in Lagos State, thank you very much, as always, for your perspectives. And Honorable Arthur Egwem, Chief Whip, Imo State House of Assembly, thank you as well.
Thank you.
Joining down and giving us the benefit of your perspective as well. So that's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.